Okay, Lions fans, let's get this over with. Let's get this reaction video done. Lions lose to the New England Patriots 29-0. In the words of Dan Campbell, I think we hit rock bottom today. So if this is rock bottom, I guess that's good because it hasn't felt much worse than this in a long time. I think that here's what you find when you hit rock bottom, it's when you combine hope with devastation. And we had kind of a perfect storm in the game against the New England Patriots. You're playing against Patricia. Um, you start the year with excitement, especially in the first three football games. Um, and then, but then you add just injuries and then insult to injury and then more injuries on top of that insult and then more insult on top of those injuries. I've never I don't think I've watched a football game where I've seen something like this. Seen a team go from being so offensively dominant to nothing. To see a team lose five defensive backs in a game. I think there's a college game that I watched that something similar to this happened. But I was talking to a friend a couple weeks ago, and it was as we were going into the Seahawks game. And yeah, and even in the Vikings game a little bit, I'm like, just the injuries. It's so much. She's like, this is the NFL, man. This is just the way it is. And I'm just like, I don't think this is the way it is. And it's not. Our injury report is so much bigger than any other team. If we didn't have the bye week next week, I think there's a really good possibility that we have 12 guys out. And it's just one of those things, at least, where it's like, no, half of other teams aren't injured, half of other teams starting lineups. But that's not why we lost this game. That's not why we lost this game to the Patriots. We lost this game because we were outcoached on both ends of the ball. The New England Patriots shut us out with a third string quarterback. They got 29 on us. He was efficient. He played well, but he was throwing too open wide receivers. It was almost like a college game. They ran the ball on us. There were some things we did well. I thought our defense played well in the first half. And even though we gave up less points in the second half, but the offense never did anything to put the defense in a successful position. Jared Goff was the bad without the good. He's been a lot of the good with a very little bit of the bad this year, and he saved all of his bad for one game. And honestly, I can't really blame him. He was under constant pressure, constant duress. Again, really felt the loss of we were down guards and then backup guards as well. I think we felt that loss. I think the lack of weapons around him had to absolutely play a factor in this. When you don't have Swift, when you don't have St. Brown at 100%, when he's only playing 40% of the snaps or whatever it might be, when you don't have Chark, all of a sudden you start to realize, like, man, this is hard. And now the defense is just as banged up, if not more. The defense felt it. The inability to get pressure, Charles Harris not being there from the beginning of the game really hurt. So I think instead of just standing here and talking about this game, let's talk about something a little bit different. Let's talk about where you're at emotionally, Lions fans. Like, are you all right? I mean, I still got I got the One Pride I got the T-shirt on. I still love the Lions. I just the bye week couldn't get here soon enough. It should have been this week if that was a thing. It's not a thing. So, where are you at emotionally, mentally? Where are you at with this team? Are you just ready to be done? Are you like, no, they're still close? Are you like me where it's just the desperation of, all right, we're 1-4. I switch over. I watch the Cowboys Rams game, and then the Rams lose their 2-3. And I think to myself, oh, maybe, I mean, the Rams are not putting it together this year. Maybe we'll have 2 top 10 picks. Are you already at a point where we're 1-4 and you're starting to say that, hey, let's get that number 1 pick. Let's get a top 3 pick. Let's get our quarterback of the future. Are you already at that position? Like, where are you at mentally? Or are you on the opposite end of the spectrum? Is it just actually, no, I feel good about the Lions when they get healthy coming off the bye week. If Swift can come back, if Chark is back, if St. Brown is back, if Jonah Jackson's back, all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I'm feeling good about this team. If a lot of these injuries in the secondary are just minor enough where they can be back in a couple weeks, like, are you like, hey, no, I feel pretty good about this team still. I feel like we can ramble off 5, 6, 7 wins. I think that's the question that we have to ask is like, where are we? And we knew that this was a team that was a year away when we started the year. And I just don't think we expected it to be this way. I think we expected the offense to be kind of like a top 15 offense and the defense hopefully to be like a top 20, top 25 defense and just a team that like, all right, they just couldn't quite get it done. I don't think what we expected was through 4 games to be the best offense and the worst defense in the league and then all of a sudden in game 5 be the worst offense that week. I don't think this is what we expected to lose like, but this is what you see when a team isn't ready. They can't play complementary football. You have the offense play just phenomenal football the first 4 weeks, and the defense couldn't match it. And then when the defense finally puts together a decent game, this is probably the third okay game that they put together, I guess. The offense had nothing for it. They didn't want to see any of it. So when you can't play complementary football, you're not going to play winning football. So I understand the frustration. Hang in here. We're going to continue to talk Lions. We're going to continue to talk upside throughout this week. You'll be seeing some injury reports. And by the way, also on the injury report, Savion Smith, that was scary. And, I thought Vilma did a good job in the broadcast talking about prayers for him. Same. And here's the good news. Those were answered because he has full motor function and the team is hoping that he's going to ride home on the plane with them. That is phenomenal news. But anytime you see the ambulance on the field, you see the dad getting in the ambulance, you're like, this is scary. So I'm really happy that it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and be okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm not a doctor here, but the idea that he's flying on the team plane is really, really good. Some light at the end of the tunnel. So, hey, here's the deal, Lions fans. You can still love the Lions. It's early. It's only week 5, and we already know this team it's not going to be the year for the Lions. And they could do something that's a miracle and come back and all this kind of stuff. But I think it's pretty obvious that this isn't going to be the year for the Lions to make that playoff push, to make a push for the NFC North. And so let's start looking at our young players. Let's see the development that they give. And let's kind of go back into the rebuild mode where we realize where we're at. And that would probably take 3 years anyway. I will say this. I have to say this before I go. I am getting sick of Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down. When you're in the first half, when it's a 12-point football game, and or even a 13-point football game, and you're just like, yep, we're in the red zone, 4th and 9, 4th and 6, whatever it is, field goal range 2 or 3 different times. Now we're just going to go for it. It's like, stop it. Like, act like you've been here before. Like, give your team a fighting chance. Kick the field goal, get the ball back, trust your defense to make a stop. Defense wasn't playing that bad, especially in the first half. But instead, you go for it. You put your defense in a crap position. Like, stop going for it on 4th down when you can easily kick a field goal. It wasn't a 56-yard field goal. It was like a 45-yard field goal. So, like, kick the field goal. It was a good day. Like, it was a good day to kick field goals. Anyways, not that would have won us the game. It's just get yourself in the game. Get yourself in the fight. You don't always have to go for a knockout punch, especially when you're down big. So it was a frustrating game. Here's a reaction for it. You're getting a deflated me. But we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about why you can keep watching the Lions this year. Let's lick our wounds. Let's take the bye week with our team and just chill for a little bit. All right. Enjoy this upcoming Sunday when the Lions aren't playing, and go, if you're in Michigan, go to an apple orchard with your family. Just take the kids out, enjoy, go to the apple orchard, get some good cider, get some of those good donuts. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe pick some apples, enjoy nature, and then come back and watch the Lions in 2 weeks, and we'll see what kind of injury report we have going on for that, and we'll see what team shows up. And I think this after the bye week, I think in 2 weeks you're going to find out, is this a coaching staff that can stick or not? Is this a coaching staff that can have this team ready to play after a really, really tough stretch of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, or is this team just going to lay down and go belly up? And I think we're going to find out a lot about this team going forward. But there's many pieces and many pieces away. So NFL's crazy, isn't it? It's anybody's game any week, and anybody can get smoked any week. Anybody can have an upset, and we're just living all through those emotions. But hey, remember, we were all upset when we were competing with the Seahawks and almost winning, and same with the Vikings, and same with the Eagles. I bet we're more upset now when it's 29-0 to the Patriots. Remember, we are Lions fans. It's hard being a Lions fan, but loyalty is always true. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that subscribe button below. Leave a comment. How you feeling? Talk about it. Going to an apple orchard next weekend?